Corruption in boxing isn't new, but in the late 90s, the International Boxing Federation, one of the sport's major sanctioning bodies, was exposed in a scandal so massive it reached all the way into the halls of the FBI. This wasn't just bad judging or shady promoters. This was systematic bribery, backroom deals, and price tags on world titles. The IBF was founded in 1983 by Robert W. Lee Sr., a former New Jersey boxing commissioner. From the outside, it looked like a breath of fresh air in a murky sport, but behind closed doors, something rotten was growing. Lee, who was once denied a position with the more established WBA, created his own kingdom, and like a king, he demanded tribute. Not loyalty, but money. By the early 90s, the IBF was ranking fighters not by merit, but by who paid the most. A $25,000 check could skyrocket an unknown fighter into title contention overnight. Promoters desperate to position their fighters played along. Bob Arum admitted to bribing the IBF Don King. He denied everything, but insiders allege King had multiple champions rise through IBF ranks under suspicious circumstances. It wasn't just the rankings. Entire fights were bought and sold. Want a world title shot? That would be $100,000 under the table. One report said that the IBF once dropped a number 1 ranked fighter to number 12 without reason, because the promoter didn't pay. Boxers like Michael Moorer and George Foreman were caught in this spider web. Moorer's team was allegedly asked for bribes to keep his title. Foreman's camp refused to play ball, and his rankings dropped instantly. Behind it all was a quiet storm. Lee and his cronies kept meticulous logs, payments listed as gifts, loans, and fees. They even involved foreign promoters, some tied to organized crime syndicates in South Africa and Asia. When suspicion started bubbling, Lee went into defense mode. Investigators say documents were shredded, phones went dead, and associates were warned not to talk. IBF officials even tried using church donations to mask incoming bribes. The IBF presented itself as a non-profit, squeaky clean on paper, but when the IRS and FBI dug deeper, they found $338,000 in undeclared payments. Lee claimed ignorance. His defense: "I was just helping the sport grow." In reality, tapes surfaced, wiretaps that captured Lee negotiating prices for rankings. In one tape, he discusses a fighter's future, saying, "If they don't pay, they don't fight." When Bob Arum was subpoenaed, he didn't just confess, he exposed. He admitted paying over $100,000 in bribes to keep his fighters at the top. But Arum walked away without jail time. Why? Some say his cooperation earned him protection. Others whisper he knew too much about the entire industry. Don King, already surrounded by controversy for past dealings with fighters like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, was suddenly tied to the IBF scandal. But this time, he kept his hands clean, or so it seemed. While King never admitted to bribes, former IBF officials testified that his associates made frequent payments. Mysterious deposits matching King's promotional calendar began appearing in IBF bank records. One of Lee's aides allegedly confessed that King's influence was so powerful he didn't need to bribe, he just had to threaten. Rankings moved, fights got approved, and the IBF complied. In 1999, it all collapsed. Federal prosecutors charged Robert W. Lee Sr. with racketeering, money laundering, and tax evasion. The courtroom was a circus. Former champions testified, promoters pointed fingers, and confidential FBI tapes were played for jurors. Lee was found guilty on 6 counts, but the shock: the IBF didn't die. It kept going. Lee's son took over for a time. Other officials kept their jobs. It was as if boxing shrugged off the scandal like just another bad decision. And despite confessing to bribery, Bob Arum continued to run top-ranked promotions. Don King kept his empire intact, fighters kept signing, fans kept watching. Today the IBF still exists, so do the WBA, WBC, and WBO. The rankings still criticized, the belts still questioned. In 2017, another investigation alleged that sanctioning fees and backdoor deals continued under different names and new players. One promoter claimed the system never changed, it just got smarter. The IBF scandal pulled back the curtain, but what we saw wasn't a one-time crime, it was boxing's shadow. A reminder that in this sport, the fight outside the ring is often the dirtiest. When a title has a price, what is a champion worth? If that's all I got for you, don't forget to drop a like, a subscribe, a comment, a share, do all that good stuff for me. Until next time.